Greetings, travelers and wanderers alike. Today we're going to do a narrated version of the King Premium Sofa Bed Room here at the Voco Darwin Hotel in Midtown Atlanta. This room will be room 423. So without further ado, here we go. So as you walk into the room, it is very spacious. Plenty of space for a family, especially maybe like four or five. Hence, you also have a sofa bed. So I'm just gonna go through some things that I think you will like to know, as well as things that I'm very fond of. Very bright, a lot of lighting. Obviously, it is daytime, but you also have overhead lighting. You have a lamp on the far side, back by the sofa bed, and you also have reading lamps. Now, these reading lamps are more like a soft tone light, which is why I kind of left them off. You can see how it has that yellow tint to it, but they're doable, especially for nighttime. Here at the nightstand, get some small storage space here. Thing I do like about it is soft closure. Me personally, I can't stand slamming doors. Beside both sides of the bed, you have two power outlets, a USB and a C-type. Haven't done a bed test yet, but you know, I'm gonna get to that as well. So over here at the table entertainment here, you also have Wi-Fi. The TV will also provide you with in-room dining QR code, as well as how to access the Wi-Fi. One thing about the TV in general, let me grab the remote for you. So like most TV setups, if you go to hit the guide button, generally you'd get an actual TV guide that'll give you a list of channels and upcoming time frames pertaining to those channels. But here, this is the Darwin TV. It's not super personalized, but I do like that it gives you information below about the local temperature. It also gives you streaming below about breakfast, hours, dinner, and anything that's going on down at the bar as well. So this is actually channel 7, which is indicated Darwin TV. To actually get to the TV guide itself, if you're watching local live TV, you're gonna go down to channel 7. So you're not able to scroll through it and, you know, go left to right and pick through times, but nonetheless, it still works. You know what I mean? You just gotta wait until you get to whatever channel that you may be trying to watch if you're watching something here local. So either way, it works fine. But also here at the desk, I find a little weird, but there's some earplugs. Now, I don't know, I haven't stayed here overnight just yet, but I don't know if that's gonna be due to like the local community that may be noisy outside or whatnot, but that's the first time I've ever seen earplugs in a hotel. Also on the desk here, you have more outlets, power outlets, and this time you actually have two USB ports and two C-type ports as well. Coming over here, I always like a big fan of lighting, but this has got to be the biggest mirror I've ever seen for a sink. So it's gonna, I guess, double down as your vanity and everything of that nature. It also provides you with a steamer and a hair dryer as well. Now right here to this window, you actually have the AC unit, which actually provides the heat and the AC, but it also instructs you here, please use the thermostat that's located on the wall. So don't press any of those buttons there. Make sure you use the thermostat on the wall. I've turned it off because, you know, I just don't want all the noise in the video. That's not what the earplugs is for, I'm sure. All right, so moving right along. Here along the bed here, you don't have a lot of storage as you may have in some hotels when it comes to desks or dressers or wardrobes even. But there is some small storage here at the bed. And then this other one is actually the safe. So that's still a good use of space nonetheless. I went ahead and pre-staged this because it's obviously the sofa bed. I have not fully pulled it out. I don't intend on doing so, but it's very sizable. You can get about 2 people on there, or maybe 3 or 4 children on there as well. I really like the art decor, not even just in the room, but definitely throughout the hotel, but I'll be putting that in a different type of vlog. Up above here, you have extra linen for your sofa bed. They also provide laundry services here as well. They all have their own different prices and whatnot. Since there is not a lot of drawer space like I mentioned, but you do have plenty of hangers here, an open wardrobe concept, and some, I guess, a place to maybe put your suitcase on top there. And plenty of space here in the drawer as well. Now, if you do have a sizable family in here that are utilizing the bed as well as the sofa bed, I'm not going to say it's going to get tight in here, but you know, you can figure out how to manage your luggage to make the most of the space. You got your standard ice holder with a couple of cups. One thing I like here, because I'm a techie nerd, is they have a smart fridge, so you can actually regulate, you know, the temperature yourself without the old-fashioned dial that's internally inside the refrigerator itself, and it's see-through. You have like quick cool buttons as well as snooze buttons, so I think that's pretty neat. If you need more space, obviously you can just take out the shelves and use them as you see fit. Another little particular thing that I like is you go to most hotels and you get your luggage holder. This is the first time I've actually seen a clear one. I haven't pulled it out. Either way, you can see that it's actually clear plastic. So I think that's a nice little touch with some leather straps. It's something completely different than the norm. And as you see on the back side of it, the wallpaper, you know, very decorative. It's not like too old school. It's not old school at all. I think it suits the room very well. As mentioned before, lights, more outlets. Same concept there with the end table. Moving right along, to reduce, or to maximize space rather, actually have a farm door to access your restroom. Now I've turned the light off because it has an exhaust fan, so it's one thing I do like. It's not something that's separate, it's actually within, shares the same hole as the light. So it's not super strong, but it's also not super loud either, so you don't have to worry about messing up your feng shui since the bed is right here, restroom's right there. So I don't know, perhaps it should be a little stronger, who knows. Another thing I like is the shower head. The shower head has a lot of different options based on your preference of spray, stream, you know, things of that nature. So you can probably get about 2 people in here if that's something that you're trying to do. But shower head, and they also provide you with shampoo, bath gel, as well as some conditioner. So, and actually have a tray within the shower for you to put your own soap and things of that nature that you might be using as well. So I think that's good. Yeah, that's the things I really like about here. I like this the spacing of it. One other thing that I will mention, and I've seen this at one other IHG brand, is they offer you 500 points for essentially trying to help for a greener stay. So if you're not in need of actually room service and needing extra towels or needing your room clean, they have a magnet that you can actually place outside your door, but it has to be done by 2 a.m. as well as it has to be only used for at least a minimum of 2 consecutive nights. If you're only staying one night, it doesn't really matter about a greener stay because you leave the next day. But as long as you put that, yeah, my fantasy football stuff going off, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you put that magnet outside your door, you'll be good. And then that'll give you another 500 points to your stay if you are an IHG member. So yeah, that's this king premium sofa bed room, and that's the gist of it. hope y'all got something out of this. Let me know if you stayed in the IHG or Voco brand with IHG, rather. Which one did you stay at? You know, what things did you really like about it, or maybe even dislike about it, or what could be improved? One love. Peace.